Imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. Science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind. I want to know God's thoughts, the rest are details. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. The world is in greater peril from those who tolerate or encourage evil than from those who actually commit it. The release of atomic power has changed everything except our way of thinking. The solution to this problem lies in the heart of mankind. It is my conviction that killing under the cloak of war is nothing but an act of murder. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. You never fail until you stop trying. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Failure is success in progress. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. Love is a better teacher than duty. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. The heart has its reasons of which reason knows nothing. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Logic will get you from A to B, imagination will take you everywhere. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. Creativity is seeing what others see and thinking what no one else ever thought. The only real valuable thing is intuition. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. Wisdom is not a product of schooling but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. Once you stop learning, you start dying. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger, more complex, and more violent. It takes a touch of genius, and a lot of courage, to move in the opposite direction. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. Time is an illusion. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute. That's relativity. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. I believe in standardizing automobiles. I do not believe in standardizing human beings. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. God does not play dice with the universe. The more I study science, the more I believe in God. Science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind. My religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble mind. I want to know how God created this world. I am not interested in this or that phenomenon, in the spectrum of this or that element. I want to know his thoughts, the rest are details. I am not only a pacifist but a militant pacifist. I am willing to fight for peace. Nothing will end war unless the people themselves refuse to go to war. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. Heroism on command, senseless violence, and all the loathsome nonsense that goes by the name of patriotism, how passionately I hate them. Force always attracts men of low morality. It is my conviction that killing under the cloak of war is nothing but an act of murder. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. Success comes from curiosity, concentration, perseverance, and self-criticism. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Curiosity is more important than knowledge. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but no simpler. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Out of clutter, find simplicity. Genius is making complex ideas simple, not making simple ideas complex. A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. The distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Time is what prevents everything from happening at once. When you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, it seems like 2 minutes. When you sit on a hot stove for 2 minutes, it seems like 2 hours. That's relativity. The only source of knowledge is experience. The important thing is to never stop questioning. The whole of science is nothing more than a refinement of everyday thinking. A human being is part of a whole, called by us the universe, a part limited in time and space. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas.